Frontline with Kwaku Annan, only on CTV. The Frontline with Kwaku Annan, only on CTV.
The Frontline show is back to its last Friday's story into the alleged assault of one Karen Baba Sam by a real estate developer and also a member of the East Legon Executive Club. The Frontline show, however, has been finished with copies of documents from the court revealing Baba Sam is on a police wanted list following her inability to honor the court orders of her child custody. This, plus the ninth Parliament of the Fourth Republic at Crossroads yesterday night over the vetting of two nominees of President John Dramani Mahama. I am Kwaku Annan, and of course, I bring you the weekend Frontline live tonight from the very HQ here in the studios of CTV, live across dozens of stations picking the feed, including our very own in Sunyani, picking it on the dial 88.1 FM. We're live in Western Region on 99.1 FM and in London on GOB. GOB is transmitting on TuneIn and modernghana.com. Still on GOB. You can press it on www.gobtv.tv plus Apple Music. And of course, we're live on the Information Super Highway. The link is The Frontline Ghana. The Frontline Ghana. Please subscribe. The Frontline Ghana. And my CTVGH. My CTVGH. Subscribe to both channels. And if you subscribe, trust me, all programs broadcasting on this very network, CMG group of companies, everything, both our radio, television, you would be copied of what we are doing, folks. This is what I need to tell you. Plus, the very interactive segment on the WhatsApp line coming up on 020-297-3461. The WhatsApp line 020-297-3461. And folks, all messages promised will be read tonight. Folks, tonight we have a very, very, very good stuff coming up. Now, last week Friday, if you recall, the Frontline Investigate tackled a story which is a very domestic one involving a top businessman and also a member of East Legon Executive Club allegedly assaulted a woman by name Baba or Karen Baba Sam. If you recall, this very story was on our bill last week Friday. Yes, tonight the developing story or the developing angle of this story is quite intriguing and very, very serious that you need to watch tonight. Gauge the space. Now, as we speak, our attention has been drawn by the court and including the police, that the police have finished the front line with documents proving that the lady involved in this very story or in this very case is on their wanted list. And the strange part of it is that the court also has given same circumstance, as it were, that the lady ought to produce the very, thing, if you like, the bone of contention in this very whole saga. It's a child, a 5-year-old child, all right, belonging to both the man and the woman. And the woman has taken custody over this very child. Now, where the document we have been finished with prove that the court already had done all the, the child custody arrangement for both parents. Now, under what bizarre circumstance that the woman would decide to keep the child and will not allow the child to go to school, will not allow the child to have all the social amenities, will not allow the child to see her father. So many accusations coming left, right, and center. Now, tonight, our interest in this whole story is now to know that the police have issued, a statement, or if you like, have put this lady on their wanted list. Several wanted, list kind of document that has surfaced, and we have picked copies of all of this. Again, we are also learning the Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Gertrude Tokono, has stepped into this matter. Very shocking, yeah, because there is something, going round circles as far as either the judge or whoever is concerned. We don't know, but we'll give you details of what is going on as far as Chief Justice stepped into this matter and why. Folks, still on the bill. Yesterday, the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic was at crossroad. If you like, there was a standoff between the minority and the majority. Why? Over 2 nominees of President John Dramani Mahama. And I'm sure you recall that yesterday in all of this, as to whether the appointments committee would choose to vet Okujato or would postpone the next day, what exactly was the issue? Was this something that the Parliament could have handled this and handle it easy? So what brought about the standoff? Tonight, we have answers for you. We'll take you into all about what happened. And I'm going to show you, for the purpose of those of you who have not chunked on the videos and have not known or have not seen what transpired yesterday. I'm sure possible that many of you, were asleep. Well, some of us, when we are like nocturnal beings, we were not asleep. We were monitoring the situation, we were monitoring the vetting and all of that. And if you recall, shortly after St. George vetting, then would have been the next person would have been who? Well, I think Kwaku Annan. Yes, Kwaku Akando, right? And then hell broke loose. Okujato was hanging there. Kwaku Minta Akando was also hanging in there. And come and see what happened in Parliament. Many of you don't understand why, but trust me, the lines, the responsibility given to each one of them, all of them were at play yesterday. The role of the minority leader, the role of the majority leader, and the role of the whips, all of them were at work. Now tonight, we are going to give you a build-up, going to give you all the breakdown, what you saw and what you can make of it. And then again, you will say, is this parliamentary practice or otherwise? All of that, including chairs and tables were broken, microphones were broken, so many things went bad yesterday. Folks, it's a whole frightening development, And of course, the breaking news tonight, just a few hours before our show, the Speaker, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagman, has suspended 4 members of Parliament. And I'm sure you've heard of that, has suspended 4 members of Parliament. We'll give you the names and the reasons behind the suspension of all of this. Folks, brace yourself tonight. A lot is coming on the weekend Frontline. Folks, a lot is coming. So you can definitely call a friend, call a brother, call a sister. Everybody. We are connecting all over regional capitals. We're starting from the northern region, Upper East, Upper West. And of course, we are connecting northern region. We are connecting Ashanti region, capital, Kumasi. We are connecting Brongahafu. We are connecting eastern region, including the nation's capital, Accra. And we are connecting Volta region, central region. We are connecting western region, plus the 6 regional capitals. This is the Frontline with Kwaku Annan, the nation's biggest investigative magazine show. You don't have to miss it, folks. A lot is coming, a lot is coming. Big. Keep bringing your WhatsApp messages. The WhatsApp messages on 020-297-3461. 020-297-3461. All messages would be read. Folks, I'm not going to delay at all. So, up next tonight, let's get started, folks. Minim se wo hoye boni bi eni wakwam. Anadwi obi anim asem edapno so na emienu, but asem bi so asi. Asa asem no. Efa eye COP Kofi Boakye. Kofi Boakye is the head of operations, office of the president. Asem bi asi. Yeah. Nti adan so ye de beto ho e de amom. Weekend Frontline, they won't see a bono, papa, near the aba. Now, and Koma Minimu Bediana Dri, say, last Friday, if you recall, so we join a program no. Kowie say story at the betu na emu hu kakra che say a top businessman or ye nedwuma onwa so or into real estate osisi dan or ye member of the East Legon Executive Club. Kwedu a de ball no allege say ordinansa akeka eye ne baby mama e ma che say akoye nsem pi asem no kropie court. Now ebra this asemi to hui anche. Then we're finished with the report also from the police and the court suggesting them the baby mama no so no the akwotwetwe na ba no e contention ben abofra no ne papa no ewo no court ayemra bi amomumie no say be ya abofra no asomdwe beba maame no ne papa ne ntem nti ya ye nhihye ya san nhihye no ye behu bebi a abofra no obewo maybe na wotwe ana bosume ana obewo ne maame ho na wotwe obewo ne papa ho na wotwe ene ehon kekam court aye ni na we na court aye no eno mo expect say both parents no ese so mu di sa emrai so emu ane say maame no e de abofra no ekoye a eno ana abofra one fa abofra ya mebio from what we are picking from our checks indicate say abofra ni papa kra kwakotua ni school fees running into several thousands of dollars for almost 1 month today. Abofra intimi nko school. Well, from what we are also picking, just say, Mami edi abofra na kwakosia, we deny abofra no from all the social events and pleasures. Namni ade abofra nko school, only access to friends and playing ground, only access to friends, only ombedi agro. Just say yakana she them and all about it. As ye ka say, court also issue direct orders say the biara girl no won nipa be hu ni bia na ese so omochi erei a make say na just say police wanted list so there wo de nato so a enya asem keto ehu pa folks na just say sia no see ye hwemu a de ewo ho ema maami ene papa yi no eye say obe produce abofre na the question remains say adenti na court to me no ebro me kwaku ametie so ebro omumie no so question is adenti na maame no ontimi release abofra no na abofra no ntumi nko school ana say there so mo ye no munyama asomdwe emma ahanie to the extent say court akasa na maame no mpese ode asemi be ye adwuma folks this is the mind boggling now men can say before close of day our attention has been drawn as far as our investigations here concerns. The Chief Justice, Mame Gertrude Tokono, Asemi Odnini Abeshe sa case we, not just Asemna Yehuye, yeah. And no baby says, no, why no OD case we, no moody case, they say, because a straightforward issue. Papa ni right, my ministry ni right. Why? Because Abofrano or your Ghana this year. Se woni mu a mame kire wanadwi abofra oba no onye wo dia o e your mind ne dia even though wo tumi wo abofra no so no the child belongs to the state. It is a court emma order say maame ne fa abofra no mra na abofra no nko school a mentia sese ntia maame na kanta abofra no so from our checks no papa ne kotua abofra no school fees thousands of dollars and e dia abofra no so ekosie onye ready so be release abofra no. Well, this is the Frontline developing story and our investigation. Ye diechire pa ya enya asem keto anadwi ye ba be yin imunsem achro anadwi. We are going to also speak to a lawyer to give us some perspectives and analysis over say court emma order say maame ana papa asemu say ni say na say wo ye na say wanya asotwe be na betimi aba so asemu ya me ken ehihye nkrofo bebre wo ye fiefie o sa sama mi ken e wo hihye nkrofo hu bebre enso mu ntimi nka ane ya ye tintini udi agora so udi agora asembeto me de menye lawyer but tonight we speak to a lawyer to give us some perspective about and you may be say e koso obi baby mama ebi so ma ne yire especially a man who udwe ho wonti ase na ya kanta mon kra no so ye ma kwan ene ye nyese enam ne a whole lot but the mesro ne say mutintini munyai because won so nchin court batai no se court e catch us ye say na wanya e bedru baby no court no bebu say contempt of court na no e ba sa baby a wo hye we poase bia e ba becho folks. Tonight, it be real story. Ni ahwe baby a enioma keka koko to the extent say Chief Justice we are learning say OPA case mo lawyer ne bebem no aba be my perspectives. Am nipa ne bebre esua ade tonight. Ama say wo sa tibie ne mu bia you know what to do when such situation etwa. Folks, and I dream so the other bill no so say enra so who follow ya the ninth parliament of the Fourth Republic yesterday night and also was at crossroad beja just so mama nkonti maso tables near the namriem beja but then overcast the parliamentarians now wrong and now man you're wrong no will give you some very deep analysis of what went on. Say the minority leader, the majority leader no be a yenejuma. Chief whips no be a yenejuma and answer. Would you say you bet me I can say yes? The whip system was at work. Enti ube huni so mo kunto kwa umejum na no mo no. E nsempia na dwi. Ibe bieni na so say ta e de ato ho na ni na nyama deda kwemu. Ora Kofi Boache asembiesi Bede Babe Tudra Emanina Niamakuya. Up next, Midimura Ghana Speaks, proudly brought to you by Ora Blaster for Air Charles. So, Utimi, Eden, Eba, Womakache, now Fre one more. Trombe Bow, a son say, a assassin was 70 years. Wasas ne wo ho no ntokwa abasa asase no obi ekosi FGDC wasas no so on pese obeba ho biom oba ho a obetu eduru no wekun ase ode eduru akwhya asase na se obekun ase wo udi agora 2025 ento isrew the catcher no say jai asase ne to for now the litigation about it hold on bra ne yema wasase bi ye de mawa untuani na atego ye be ma payment schedule na wutuetu ne kakra uwia afi we dream house and our person we see and maybe our person we see cluster of schools be our person we see hotel Airbnb bia na and I go into real estate be business be near there akwenya ho why because the whole of Accra you want sasini na bi wo baby bebre me more promise into kwasem bi eni so landguard sem ye betri tuo ye betri sekan ye betri nade bi eni so ni na regina se ubeba ni amao enhyehyɛ no na wetimi ekonya asase di esu da problem bi eno asase no kwa benya bi wo ho kaswa breku denchira amasaman botiano ni na ye obi wo ho ora blaster for wo mo ekira kwan no wo mo ofanko he ya ufri ofanko wo kɔ poko asinti church na memini ye mpasa na kɔ ba wo be kɔ no Fred Chief Executive ye ora Duncan e wo 053 617-6327 053-617-6327 number na we screen so mami ya asase ne cho na hwede said the asase ECT 70 by 100 esuye electricity road networks and access of fence water ina ebi wo ho na wo kwa obetimi sidana na pay wi anadro problem bi no take a listen to this.
Oro Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabenya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oroblackstarlimited.com. Oro Black Star, your preference, our priority.
Good folks, INSMP. Now, Midimura, politics of today. Politics of today takes us to the gloomy scenes yesterday. The 9th Parliament of the Fourth Republic, yesterday night, was at crossroads over 2 nominees of President John Dramani Mahama. Tables, microphones were turned upside down. The vetting room was virtually turned into a boxing ring, whilst MPs held each other's throats with fisticuffs and avalanche of abuse of words. Folks, na no ordinary. And Ransome we see wo hono na no ordinary ye chese. Obia hwese MPC. By the way, can I say King's Jesse TV. King's Jesse TV so epic here live in the United States. Yes, King's Jesse TV. And so epic programming live, folks. Enti Shannon so pa. Nina kuku wie se. Ebra Parliament. Everty nominees ya. Na chese woma ye ne se ye veti bi na ebi nso woma twen na adende woma veti womo the next day obi ntimi hu de ye na ntokwa epan wo efie ho no bebre na mahu bebre so na munya enye den ente dia eko folks men say bra na dwi o hwe se de niam esi kono a efie drum pempen so bi na chese ese chairman no oyeden the chairman would have to suspend vetting na hey assemble na ebe the 9th parliament of the 4th republic they say uhwe emema pa ebinimu ewo ananawa no mu mpenimfo ano mo yes ebinimu wo grandchildren no ne ade o wo mo epie table pie dindindin pie ebi so ma table so di fa wiem enum ne ade. What is going on here? Well, folks, for the purpose of moi and no intimi anhwe na bia besi sa time unye hu exactly what is going on. Mami yi footages in show na hwa ade e course ewo enra parliament or appointments committee or ne sedia oho ye say beja. Take a lesson and watch this and watch it carefully. Viewers' discretion can be exercised. Take a lesson.
That were posed to him relative to those issues. He has shown enough strength when it comes to the particular sector. So for me, I think he has done fantastically well when it comes to that particular sector.
Thank you very much. What you are witnessing is a commotion there with the minority members of the committee led by the leader and the ranking member for the committee insisting that the two outstanding nominees, Samuel Okujuta Ablakwa for Foreign Affairs and then also Kwabena Kando for Health, will not be attended to. The two of them have actually taken their seats here, and they've been here for a while now. The minority members of the committee insist that they are not willing to allow the process to continue for these two individuals to be attended to. And that is the commotion you are seeing there. As a result, they have activated their microphones. And once the microphones are activated, the chairman is disabled from being able to communicate to the committee for the president.
They should walk out. Micro minority that they should walk out.
Well, so there you had somebody indicating that if the minority members of the committee are tired, they should walk out. And you hear Alexander Kwame Afenyomakin blaming the clerk of the committee regarding what is happening, and so it's quite serious here. It's quite serious here. With the minority members of the committee who are having none of what is happening. Honorable, what's happening?
They want to smuggle other people. That was not the agreement. The agreement was that we're supposed to do vet only for people. We have done 6 now. Why? We are tired. We want to go home.
10 o'clock is not healthy. When they normally are going to vet the healthy. He had to be healthy enough to be able to do. Look, we wish that we could do it, but I think health-wise, looking at the ages of all the members of parliament, I think it has to be a healthy discussion. I don't think that's what the minority is saying.
Honorable, what's the challenge?
The challenge is that there was an agreement between leadership of this committee that they are going to vet only 4 nominees. After the 4 nominees, we agree for additional 1 person. And once that is to work out, we are going to stay here and make sure that there's no any vetting until tomorrow.
And so there you have it. That's the concern of the minority members, who are saying that first they will not walk out, but 2, they will not allow the process to continue for the 2 outstanding nominees to be vetted. And the outstanding nominees, one of them is Kwabena Minta Akando, who has taken his seat already. And what's happening is that the proceedings have been disrupted, and the minority members insist that the vetting would not be done. But the majority members insist that the vetting will take place, and so that is the reason for the commotion you are seeing here. Like I said, all the microphones are activated, and as a result, the chairman doesn't even have, and in fact, the desk itself is being impacted by the decision. And so it's been quite chaotic here, to be honest with you. And the insistence is that the process would not go on. The process will not go on. The clerk for the committee, Madam Gifty, has been accused of bad faith. And that the agreement was that a number of nominees be vetted, and after that, the process be brought to an end till tomorrow, but then that is not what is happening, and as a result, the minority insists that the process will not continue. The process will not continue. Yes, and so Afenyo insists that they are not doing it, the minority leader, and that they are not going to walk out, but then nobody will be allowed to do it. And so the minority leader insists that the process would not happen, and that the process would not go on today. The minority doesn't intend staging a walkout, but of course, yes, that the exercise will not go on today, and the exercise will not go on, but then chaotic here. take place. And like I said, the two outstanding nominees are Kwaku Annan Kando for health. And the insistence is that this will not happen and this will not take place. And so
We said tomorrow morning.
Therefore, it requires proper interrogation and vetting. They should allow us to vet them. The ranking member and the minority leader is doing just that. I think that they should allow us to go through the process and vet them so that they can get people and get all of the caliber of people at the Minister of State.
I want to go to say that the NEC has 7 members and you have 4. And so if there's a disagreement on how many people should go, we put out the vote and then
because in the process
Look at what we are doing. Shame! It's a shame unto you. Shame!
this exercise is abandoned today. There's no guarantee that this particular place will be ready tomorrow for during the election of the speaker. The table has been destroyed. And I can tell you that, as I mentioned, even if members of parliament decide to return tomorrow, the facilities here will not be ready for the exercise. This place has been abandoned. This place has been abandoned. Here, from the Lord of Prayer, we do.
We are not
Because in the process, asking some look at what you are doing. Shame! It's a shame unto you. Shame! This exercise is abandoned today. There's no guarantee that this particular place will be ready tomorrow for during the election of the speaker. The table has been destroyed, and I can tell you that, as I mentioned, even if members of parliament decide to return tomorrow, the facilities here will not be ready for the exercise. This place has been abandoned. This place has been abandoned. Here, after a lot of prayer, we do.
Folks, the question ran you. Just say the night parliament and adjono. Fear what? Just say who see a tenny microphones almost say Nina. Yeah. Almost say microphones Nina. The course of parliament. Now, you have a bit of analysis to what really went on. But the breaking news tonight just said the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, was suspending 4 members of Parliament tonight. You have more reasons why these members would have to be suspended. But still in Parliament, a former Minister of Defense, Dominic Nitiwo, has condemned President John Mahama for boarding on his brother's aircraft to Kumasi on the Kweside. Show Nitiwo at the assembly about President John Mahama kwedu say DNT and okotran the brother aircraft mu. Na sa aircraft no okotran mu. DNT na Nitiwo person o say President Mahama oni right says okotran sa aircraft. None the reasons in the same. But say o hwemfoni and then try if you can understand Nitiwo. Take a listen to this.
A day ahead, because no president can shower in this aircraft. You cannot freshen up in this aircraft. So you cannot move from this aircraft straight into a meeting. If you are using a commercial plane, Mr. Speaker, it's the same thing. A day ahead, because no president can shower in this aircraft. You cannot freshen up in this aircraft. So you cannot move from this aircraft straight into a meeting. If you are using a commercial plane, Mr. Speaker, it's the same thing.
Asemia papa yokin nyansa ben pa na wom. O say President Mahama ontimi nware, ontimi freshen up e was sa aircraft ni mu. Therefore, na hu hia say so okotra Ibrahim Mahama plane ni mu. So, when we say there was a justifiable a year during the era of former President Adodan Kwaku Annan, or T plane ma wo dware empedua king size, so say queen size na esimuno. They had a reason for it. And the former President Kwaku Annan o dware wom wo siesie no was just say all sorts of things including media naka ho wo plane. Yeah. Why? Ade yehu se wa broni was plane. Mon kama mintie yehu se wa broni I was plane. And the President Akufo-Addo o dware osra empedua sim king size se queen size so Miami ntimi hu ne mpakro. Chale guys, the last time be mama sa in the picture no. Sa picture no oh muntimi hwe mfema. Our president eti plane nim na se queen size so se king size na esi plane nim. Na se wa broni so te empaso. Se wa broni o te empaso e wo plane nim. So to me say Oma penino eti plane nim wo ho no didie wo ho no dware ni ho so mo de ho say medie nim ne ade e wo plane nim. Can you imagine? And you are telling me say President John Mahama so no so hwehwe I can't understand Nitiwo. What is going on here? Are you serious? But, folks, Dr. Ishmael Norman, Emma Nitu, a response of this. Saying or assembly or the Eto Homa Nitu. Take a listen to Dr. Ishmael Norman.
I don't see the noise that the former Minister of Defense is making, who used to be my former boss, and I like him very much, but I think he's just making noise because His Excellency President John Mahama is not ex-President Akufo-Addo. He is not obligated to mimic everything that ex-President Akufo-Addo did. He has his own way. He's an adult, responsible adult. He can make independent judgment. He can decide to go with a commercial jet, or he can decide to go with a presidential jet when the need arises. I simply don't see the rigmarole that Mr. Honorable Minitihu is making, that it disgraces Ghana that is going on his private jet. What is the disgrace there? He is not bragging about Ghana's wealth. He's going there for a meeting.
Ghana is not a cheap country. And so really for the president to talk about flying on his brother's private jet to save the country, the cost, in his view, it's a cheap option to take because he was looking at the president's security as well.
They would like to see President Mahama spend so much money like their president used to do, and so that they can get excuses to condemn him. And so they are desperately trying to create, this is a bait. And I know President Mahama is so experienced, he's not going to take it. What is the harm here? What is the harm? Honorable Nitiwo, there is no harm here. So for me, the bragging that he's doing is just for his own ego. Ghana is not broke. President Mahama hasn't said Ghana is broke. President Mahama is not egotistic. And so for me, we can ignore all the things that his former Minister of Defense is saying. Secondly, he just took over the presidency barely 15 days, getting to 16 days in a few hours. Now, the aircraft, after every 25 hours of flying the aircraft, after every 25 hours of using the aircraft, it has to be maintained. After every 100 hours, it has to have very serious maintenance. And beyond that, it goes for serious maintenance. The man just took over the presidency. He wants to make sure that everything is going smoothly. He cannot trust the people that are in control of the airport, of the airline. He has to ensure the engine is right. They have to swap it for spying, listening devices. He has to swap it for all kinds of sabotage. They have to make sure that every part of the airport is airline is in good condition. I don't see the trouble that Honorable Nitiwo seems to be having. If President Mahama travels within the country on a military helicopter, what is wrong with that? At least his private seat is not being carried in a V8 engine vehicle behind him. What is wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So for me, I don't see the complaint. I don't see the rigmarole that Honorable Nitiwo is making. I respect him dearly. I like him very, very much, but I think he's totally wrong on this one.
Well, he listened to his argument, primarily pinned the central focus of his position is that from the security perspective, as a former defense minister, he wouldn't have rather allowed the president to fly on a private jet belonging to his brother. He would rather even go for the option of paying for a jet that the nation can afford for him to go on. So essentially, it's just about the security perspective. That's what he is saying, really, to buttress the point about the fact that to the extent that the jet was used by the former President Nana on January 5th, 2 days to January 7th, there was really no reason for President John Mahama to have not used it.
Mr. Okanzi, Mr. Nitiwo's argument is neither here nor there. It is not about Ghana being broke. It's a choice that the president, the sitting president has made. He should respect it. He is not an aviation expert. With all due respect to him, he's not an aviation expert. He cannot speak on the authority of aviation skills or core competencies. He was the ex-minister of defense, and that's where it should end. He shouldn't seek to advise the current president because he hasn't asked for it.
Good. Folks, enti ansanwa ese Nitiwo nensakan eno na Dr. Ishmael Norman odiama Nitiwo no. You see, me who sent away say a problem. But the president and the brother playing Eddie Akukuma says, so what's the fast about that? Now, folks, let's get to the studio. Then my executive producer Yamba joins me shortly. Nian share the build up to what went on in Parliament and Ranadro. Nian said, can we say that the MPs were wrong? And now, so say what actually went, whatever that went wrong, you know, should that at least precipitate what we saw in Rano to be that of what? And I know they could have contained the disturbances at the other. And I agree, maybe say about a few minutes or up to about an hour ago. Breaking news are Abban says speaker as suspended in Nipa 4 and I'm but before the baby Yemrana executive producer Yamba on my a build up perspective to why any the and say MPs no more wrong and I say debut parliamentary to man say aneti yaw chief me do one saying good one and right now monitor developments in many other now shame kunti man just I can't say kind to crew near be fly and then you could see tables with him one person and who hear me one pa Jerry Ahmed. Yes. That fresh guy, that new guy. Yeah. And he was just pushing tables or more lifted they call a whole lot of stuff. Not just give us that perspective. Say, was it wrong what we saw yesterday night and said this is about parliamentary business?
Okay, thank you, Chief. Parliament, you know, the way yeah. The Ghana Parliament operates on the whip system. And under the whip system, no, it drew time of decision taking. Yeah. Mostly, the whips that are in charge. Yeah. So that is how come the whip will, and they are mostly in line with the position of the party.
MC, can we see the video along?
They are mostly in line with the position of the party. So whatever decision the political party takes, you know, it is the role of the chief whip to ensure that the parliamentarians fall in line. Yeah. That is how come sometimes it do sometimes say about we won't say. The person who vote about the abandonment to be sure say he is actually towing the line of the party. In the course, you know, if you listen to the majority leader, or party say ideally they were supposed to vet 3 individuals. Yes. But along the line, you know, they had a consensus that they could increase the number to 4. Good. From 4, and they decided they were increasing it to 6. Okay. It's almost vetted level, no? Yeah. I think the majority side wanted to vet more people. And minority, for say, you do threshold, you know, then Emma, you go beyond those numbers. Then days I stand off on a buy. Yeah. But if you watch carefully what happened in Parliament, and you realize that 2 people played a key role in this. Exactly. Honorable Frank Anodompre, then Honorable Roxanne Nelson Dafiamepo of South Dai, the 2 of them. And another person you talk about is the gentleman, Jerry Ahmed. Yeah, he's a deputy to Anodompre. So he's a whip. So he's a deputy whip? Yes. And I see. At that particular point in time, is the whips that mostly are in charge of disciplining Parliament when it comes to the MPs. Until when the whip says that this is what we are doing, every parliamentarian will fall in line. Because they whip them in line. Until I do baby, so we took a decision at the leadership level, and when he was the majority leader, and my brothers on the other side agreed that we'll go this way. But the next day, that means that the party is giving them a direction.
The party is
it's giving them a direction. This is how we want you to go. And once that happens, it is the responsibility of the whip to ensure that the parliamentarians fall in line. And Tubesha said that they played crucial role.
I see.
Baby now say no, we won't agree. But Afenyomakin was there, and then the chair of the committee was there. But the two of them, they were just commanding the MPs, and they were.
So can I ask you yourself? Can we say, sir, your friend is saying the whips yesterday were doing their job as whips,
so
as per the reactions that was going on? And how should the Ghanaian interpret this?
They were actually doing their job, but they couldn't control the members to ensure there will be no damages. You can decide that this is the decision we want to take. To the minority now, we will not participate in the vetting anymore. We won't also leave to allow you to do the vetting.
Okay, yes. So how to explain to us?
Because mostly what we hear is that in Parliament the minority have their say, the majority will have their way. So when they said that, baby, we are tired, let's cut off the proceedings. The majority insisted that the vetting will continue. They knew very well if they walk away, the majority will carry on with the vetting. So we will not only have our say, but we also have our way. We will not allow you to vet the people. So and the only issue or difficulty with this has to do with the destruction of public property. But ideally, Parliament is a house of debates, and when you do but almost say and I say the whole process. And I say no, but I know don't pray. Jerry and Dafiamepo, they were doing their work.
I see. At that time, we saw the chairman sitting there quietly.
Yes.
What do you make of the chairman as a chairman of the committee, and he couldn't turn his left, right hands, all of that? Do you think that was the right thing?
When it gets to the level where the whips are in charge, at that point in time, we are in charge of the people.
I see.
And that is how come.
So you have to rise to the occasion.
That's how come. Even in Parliament, if they say the whip says we are voting this way, the majority leader cannot go do otherwise.
That's what we call them whips.
Yeah, they will whip you in line. They will whip you in line because when they say this is how we are going, everybody, whether you are a deputy speaker or you are a majority leader, that is the line you have to do.
Or ship and see your monk, Yasu,
one commando, we say a monk, but I won't say a buffon do some level, then people begin to lose control. And the minority say no, if we don't do this, come what may, the majority will have their way, and we will not allow them to have their way, and of course all these problems.
I see. So not to say, we cannot blame the members of Parliament in that much. Per what we saw yesterday,
we can only blame them for Nyomana Omaseno.
Okay.
But say for them to disagree on something,
on their hot tempers,
for them to disagree, it's allowed. But they don't hit each other and all those things. But if it gets to that level, we can blame them so much anymore. And if you have followed today's proceedings, the Speaker of Parliament actually says that they will deduct it from the salaries of the parliamentarians involved.
I see.
Yeah, to fix them. So it is one of the directions of the Speaker.
I see.
Yeah.
Good. So quick one. Now tonight we are learning that the Speaker has suspended 4 members of Parliament. Yes. Who are these people and why?
So it is the reason why when I was watching the video, I knew very well that the whip system was at play. If you look at the members of Parliament that have been suspended, you see the chairman of the committee is there. He has not been suspended. Afenyomakin, who is the ranking member, has not been suspended. But Dafiamepo, the chief whip for the majority side, has been suspended. Anodom Pre has been suspended. Jerry Ahmed has been suspended. Then one other MP from the minority side, Al-Hassan Tampul, for Bushegu constituency, has also been suspended, the 4 of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
If take responsibility, the chairman of the committee and the ranking, in charge of the committee. So if there is any chaos there, they should be hot. The first people to be suspended. But at this point, the Speaker suspended the whips, because discipline, they are in charge of discipline. They are supposed to make sure that the MPs are disciplined.
I see. Good one, folks. I believe sir, Bibrinimunya understanding of this, because Bibrinientias, if I will share messages are Abamiha Bibre EDD your MPs not near the but however you may insult me, not insult. There are certain aspects where you need to understand them. Sir, one more because like y'all said, it's a house of debate. But microphones in the said they've gone beyond the threshold of that responsibility. But there's also tears to say, yes, it will be a whip. No, will be a minority leader. Yeah, quickly before you go, now paint a picture for us where you see now Afenyo Markin has become very vociferous. Afenyo Markin has become, very hotbed, hot iron. Do you foresee, say, the minority, if you like, put it in that of quotation, micro minority, do you foresee, say, it's as though they are losing their relevance, and therefore, so it will look as though the super majority of NDC for back commercial and or more yes, and I say they are overdoing it. How do you place them?
Thank you, Chief. Afenyo Markin's position, they are just 88 in number.
Yes.
And at this point in time, it is mostly the minority in parliament that holds government accountable.
That's correct.
If you recall, the 8th parliament, the minority then, they had huge numbers.
Yeah.
And at a point in time when they decided to go against the e-levy, even though the e-levy was eventually passed, the minority decided that they were not in support of the e-levy.
Yeah.
And that decision is one of the reasons why MPP lost woefully. So the minority got something out of it. Afenyo Markin and his people at this point in time, they are supposed to be seen to be a strong opposition is needed in parliament, and they do not have the numbers. Until Okoye soft kakrana majority already know the numbers will trample upon you. And so if you are becoming a bit soft, you cannot even operate at all, and you'll be rendered useless. So at this point in time, Afenyo Markin and then Nkofo, they will be known after the 4 years. As to whether they were a weak minority or a strong minority, because they don't have the numbers. Majority always have their way. They will always have their way. They want to cut public sympathy to a large extent because numbers. So you need strong people to lead the minority at this point in time in order to be able to hold the government accountable.
So are you therefore suggesting or saying that with the hardline stand of Afenyo Markin, we should not find too much fault with, therefore Afenyo Markin should be allowed to operate as a minority leader?
No. So when you follow the proceedings on the with the committee, Afenyo Markin is a ranking member, and what a lot of people have complained is that the chairman is allowing him to ask too many questions. But per their rules,
he's asking. Yes.
Their rules and their procedure, he is allowed to ask countless number of questions.
Say that again.
Per the rules of the committee, Afenyo Markin does not have limited number of questions to ask. So it is his discretion to decide whether he wants to ask one question, two or three. If he decides to ask 1,000, the chairman must allow him to ask those questions, except in a situation where the chairman feels that the question is inappropriate and he will rule out, or you ask him to rephrase the question. But he cannot tell him ask 2 questions or 3 questions.
But members are limited in terms of
the other members are limited.
Supplementary questions.
They are limited. So if you watch carefully, Edru Babina, the members that are limited in terms of the number of questions they can ask, they push some of the questions to Afenyo. Because at that point in time, maybe I wanted to ask 5 questions, but I was allowed to ask only 3. What will I do? The leader he has countless, so he will have the opportunity to ask those questions on my behalf.
I see. Now, viewers, I hope say education urban move follow ni. Just say ebiso ntia say adan yama kwan ma Afenyo Markin obisa nsem. But here Yao is giving a build up, say per the rules of the game, of the committee, Afenyo Markin there obetime bisa question bia as many as esotime bisa. It was a member be bisa question and they do ebi no mo depending whether supplementary questions say they on and as for I saw the money ne offense ne leader I then e this question better. So we can conclude that Afenyo Markin is not out of the threshold right?
No, what he's doing is within their rules, and the chairman is more or less helpless. So it's up to Afenyomakin to decide. Say, I want to ask a few questions, or I want to ask more questions for want of a better way. So chairman won't mean say Afenyo cannot ask this. It's up to him. Baby said the other members, especially from the majority side, they are not comfortable with the number of questions Afenyo is asking. And if you follow the proceedings, baby, one of the members was pushing for the chairman to limit Afenyo. The chairman said no. Per our rules, we all agreed on this, and we know the ranking has an opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. If he decides to ask questions the next day, I cannot stop him because that is the rule. So until they change that rule, you cannot limit Afenyo. You can't.
I see. Good. Yeah. Good. So hang in there. You'll also shortly. Our Ghana Speaks extension. Of course, I was going to give us some build up on the next story. Na enche kwakwakrona ama some perspectives. So, folks, now you have to understand some of these parliamentary practices. Where is it? What goes on the floor of the House or in the plenary? No, and you need now but I always say, folks. We must learn Ghana for some of the American one question platform. Yeah, Chirawadi, near Mawusia. Ube Trabontin, I did this to bear. Won't say that you begin to spill your ignorance. So, no, you may claim you know, yet you are swimming in your own pool of ignorance. All right? Too many ignoramuses in the system. You have to know what happens in Parliament. And now, no, be say, I Jerry Ahmed, or no, I knew call Parliament, or did in someone in I say, but. Say they are working on or your deputy dear shape Anna Mebwa deputy shape or you need Jumo. Jomu ya uncle ye say umububu microphones in Maniade. Anadri breaking news speaker and so I or suspended uncle free. Let's just say and no conduct any speaker in any angel. Ye musa may be a floor of the House sometime in the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic and could say speaker best suspended, but for this one. Speaker no would need to crack it hard. And the idea Koko ESR suspension. Great, yeah. And say you can take a leave, definitely best saying Afro and Chakra. Folks, up next, before we go for the break. ASM, there's this developing story coming. But before no, MCR, do I have my picture of President Adodan Kwaku Annan or T-Play Nimunana? Do I have that picture there? If I say me yitre Ghana phone. Oh, Sasamia Nitiwu Okoka or Parliament in Yadrin. Say President Adodan Kwaku Annan Otiplemu na empa esi planim empa say empa me too say yo muka say king size queen size esi planim na ewreya ye friend no sewa broni ono so osi empaso osi mpaso enie planim na esi ho no. Can you imagine President Akufo-Addo no si ho no sewa broni sin wote empaso ye ton on my Ghana ye ton we are selling so what check so any or ton on my man. Can you imagine? Huh? What is going on? Not just see a Jerry will play him. Ye bibia will play him, medie him near the day, I will play him, ye be anti play no, let's play emuni to for moi, and he found our day for Mr. President. Can you imagine? And we are America, plane B, any helicopter be a crash it. Oh, so sad. And he passes 60, I answer 4, I say, oh, no, who plane empa, empodia. Say king size so, say queen size so, empa and a mami o si empa so, and wash president no wash no. Now president is busy essence sign in krata say check who say dinyo. Can you imagine? God. Now the next issue we da on say assembly ye abemane ora Kofi Boakye ayese me ka ho asem. Now you see Adewei mamini kan emfa message emma the National Democratic Congress in Penifo, please, beginning with the chairman Ayora Johnson Asedun Ketia, and all of them, and then the president himself, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Adibisi wo MPP abreso a nipa yen take sa de ne light. Yen take ne light a na ebi ni sen. Enipa bi yusu MPP mpenifo din e de koyen ensamoni bebre, especially at the port and harbors. Obi tumi fa obi din e wo Jubilee House. No the port and harbors say esimesi obenti se memra na memeyese. Obi tam penny bi din no the airport. Obi tam penny bi din no the any of the state installation bia depending on the kom kwakwa ho near the penny ni din ekoho. Why? In MPP ekoso say ya NDC about power. This same practices way as started with NDC. Now watch this. A writer minim na me pen asem your friend PK writes or say then COP Kofi Boachi's thugs attack terminals 2 and 3 of Kotoka Airport. So no PK natural or say then Kofi Boachi's thugs attack terminals 2, 3 of Kotoka Airport. But folks, guess what? Sad story ya PK etrofa Kofi Boachi. The opposite of Chen Sem. Kofi Boachi emema bi ayeden woroma kwa attack airport to ho enemy ade. But tonight, sad story ya PK Troy later response aba Emma response on my jaw online. Ne kura bi anim. No. Now I may tell you guys, maybe let me share a bit of this. Are you aware, sir? Ora Kofi Boachi ye ka say office crash wo tinim ye na adwuma onya ne office ye. Number 2, Kofi Boachi so any staff bia wo nechi. Nobody bia di Kofi Boachi echi. Only staff, not even one. Yep. Simahu. But nipa bonifobi emrantie bia wo mugu wo monso eyi wo mani ewo NDC mu e de owura Kofi Boachi din enam e de ye ensemone. Currently, my outfit is also investigating a group of NDC chaps who also using the name of COP Kofi Boachi to be impounding several containers at the Port and Harbors Authority and elsewhere. Nipa bonifobi so mika say ebria mika say oh and me yes our investigations next week I'm going to expose you people. Now before I do I leave this story hanging. The Chief Executive Officer Emma Knet opening Knet Chief Executive me patrol make sure say you contact the Frontline. Yeah. The Chief Executive Officer Emma Knet Adebia koso enre ya enipa boniphobia one more NDC mu. I have all of you mu amkoye sa de me omu na mo pictures mu amode mu NDC mrantie no a moya ma adwen say as to whether a ne crow a throw say mu ye adwuma o Knet and Knet no mu di Knet Chief Executive din so apie and mo say use COP Kofi Boachi din say ono na smart mo me omu na mo pictures. I have your pictures and I have the video. Our Rambo style na mo call obi fie kokoye no. Show. Knet, it is alleged say Knet na crack electronic devices bi abomemu ha containers makuma 7. Sa containers yi ninjara akọ default. Emma ye the containers no echo demurrage. Containers na basa custom officers in the Omeyan say they will sell products. And ya ton and your main 7 containers and out of the 7, 4 containers have been sold. Ya auction and will be a kotos anime. Now it is alleged. Say K9 or say Knet asumam rantie bi say womunko no munyo ma say omunko yet say they are going to buy the containers and the products. Afi womu yes ano then nipa no ono ya o ship container na ma no. Or the containers na ban the warehouse o. All right, Knet, down. Or the containers na ban ni fie ne warehouse. Now emrante ne di n'echi akwa hu baby a containers na hihye no. Guess what happened? Papa ni ho okọ baby okwa kwa na adwuma. Ohwa no nya call say this NDC boys here who claiming to be KNet operatives and KNet workers. Woma benefit or ebe bu warehouse no. Enya sam kito. Woma ba be bu warehouse no. Ebu warehouse no as a senior money na adeko. And they are making several claims here. They were being sent by one COP Kofi Boakye. When in actual sense, Kofi Boakye knows nothing about this. Yeah. COP Nathan Kofi Boakye knows nothing about it. Share airport incident course also. The same, the thugs, Emrante no mukoye to trust someone also. Omuko yusu Kofi Boakye. Meanwhile, Kofi a very disciplined guy. On pen and wasem no drain who tin baby. I don't know where sir. I did wait cause who MPP ni bri show NDC maba Emrante na muom bebremuso ade masha asiamuye. Now we have managed to trace all the guys purported say womu free K9. I've intercepted all of them, their pictures. Yes. Some of them ye trace ye ko who say they are NDC Ebinimi defense party chairman ewo teshi enemani ade na next week menya time amamo samum pem ho asema return the containers to owners. And like I'm saying, the chief executive officer Emma KNet opening say eyewona wo ya, we are just telling you say come to CTV na ye no ni nkomo na be yi nsem no say nya sa so dia then come out and deny Sam ranted because as some more can say they are quoting you saying say I yes wo say what buying and about power into all right. Now guess what? One more papa ni fie no a soldier for mushishe uniform numbering about 40 and omudu omura and we have the videos. We have the videos. Yeah. We have the videos. Now we are going to investigate this matter. Whether when we are soldier for when we free Ghana Armed Forces, the military high command will tell us, say yes, they are military men or otherwise they are not. And any military man they are involved. If you are a proper military man from Ghana Armed Forces, I am going to make sure that you'll be disciplined and sacked from the military. And going forward, NDC officials will make sure all the installations, state installations in Yano, do not allow those radical boys to be going there harassing people. From next week, Monday, may expose you now, all of you. I will expose all of you and make sure NDC Penifo should arrest all of these guys and punish them. Some phone amudieno. How can you go obifie no makobuni pan warehouse? No man say container na de call. Who you have a case wa buy na abapa. Mabu bought amu and answer then have. What kind of nonsense is that? And the most annoying part, you are using the name of a reputable, renowned officer. Why you need Juma? COP Kofi Boakye baby dream. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of nonsense is this? Show. When you see Kofi Boakye din ewo airport, e dey akwaya ade o. Must say you see the din e dey compound obi containers. When he knows, just say I have spoken to Kofi and Kofi like Kwaku. Can you imagine? Oh? Me to baby dream me home, but still, any party papa din office credit so autonomous office credit no office in here ready. Number two, yeah man staff here, but somebody was using Kofi's name, so none was some magic containers, and you that person you know I have all of you more pictures, but tonight I'm not going to work on you. Next week, and I'm in one semka. The amu yano, what they say. President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, any NDC dina modeseno. All this tax, munam airport, namunam fencing, harbor, enemy idea, mu seasons in Crawford containers. NDC image, and I'm if you don't know, stop this nonsense and stop this foolishness and go and find some proper work. Namunya kwa siasamna mudieno. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? Is that what John Mahama is telling you people to come and do? Is that what Asiedu Ketia is telling you to do? Is that what Fifi Kwete is telling you to come and do? And it's saying, these are very decent people. All of them hoping, said, good things will come from NDC. Shadi Amoye. Folks, they call short break me back. we enter this very issue of the domestic case we are Ekopie Quarter between one businessman called Naneje and the lady in question, Karen Baba Sam, and the court matters and all of that. Chief Justice has stepped into the case. A very, very bizarre. Folks, short break and I'll be back on Ghana Speaks Extension. I am Kwaku Annan. Stick and stay.
Black Star Limited. Our lands are everywhere. It depends on the customer's preferred location. We have lands in areas such as Kwabinya, Amasaman, Kaswa, Denchira, Bruku, Botsiano, and Insawam. Our lands are very affordable and has no litigation issues. Our lands comes in various sizes such as 70 by 100, 35 by 100, and among others. We have a flexible payments plan that is 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. The areas are well developed. No need to worry about electricity, water, and other social amenities. You can contact us on 030-2452-555, 030-2452-555, or visit our website at www.oralblackstarlimited.com. Oral Black Star, your preference, our priority.
Folks, welcome back to Ghana Speaks Extension, and in this edition, we zero down to this human development story we are. Folks, Mubaka last Friday, any year ye bobo, sa story di go hotrese. Ye peke both sides, eya papano, eya ora. Kwadre AJ, or a businessman, a member of East Legon Executive Club, any Iran also, I a friend of Baba Samno, or also the name Sama, or also church or the Abba. Only then for us to know, say, debut, sana, court to cry, dear Edin to Quanina, but Mammy, any papa in Temni said. Court ama order said, Mamino, on Fabo Frano Emra. Because when my and she share, ama maamino, any papa ne say, kwan we so ene esa abofra no, oyeden, one omo etran, na asomdwe eba. Ah, okay. Ye be school. Enti papa so train say, ne ba no beba na womode abofra ya ko school. Just say, yeah, we've done some checks on this, several thousands of US dollars, and you did to abofra school fees. 1 month a trim abofra ni emfa ne mai. That just said, the Anyoma Ekekakono, a say court a step in. But court a bem, police a issue order. Police a declare woman also on their wanted list. And every effort to be a ese mami be piano untimi fabo freeman. So one, the child has been denied the school obeko. Any playing grounds, anything biara a desirable Emma Abofrano is behind, you know, some kind of, Abofrano was some kind of hideout. Now, and then the end, Tia said, why the lady is putting this behavior on. Later, Krano, checks being so my NHS say, a rano a baba samno, on one so ninuya kumao, any papa so any tia, ya ordini papa didn't go school as of now a year can say. So you can see that there's a lot of, you know, issues bebrea and say could be edro. So then what's the issue here? Well, in our investigations, the court, police, Oma finishing a document say, hey, investigation am oyɛ ne these are further and better particulars am obetimi de ayɛ ayɛ adwuma na aboa manipa ehu enti yɛnsa ka document ni bebre yɛba be kɔ document ni yɛba be kɔ document before mamofa lawyer masisi answer yɛba kɔ document ni yɛahwɛ sɛ what exactly is the court telling the woman all of that. Now we are even learning say the Chief Justice has stepped into this case. Now executive producer Yao Yamba is back again to give us more perspective about the document and what the document is saying. Yao, take it up from here.
Okay, so the documents I have here now, they are documents from the court.
Good. From the court, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, MC, I'm moving to me the to screen.
They are documents from the court. The first one here is in the Family and Juvenile Court A at the former Commercial Court building, Accra, on Friday, the 13th day of December 2024, before Her Worship Benes Mesima Akon with Madam Gifty Okai and Madam Mr. Wisdom.
So these are court documents, what we have on the screen,
sitting
right?
as panel members.
Okay.
Yes. So, and it's between Nanaiji applicant and then Karim Baba Sam. The parties present, we have Ni Apetu Planche Esquire for applicants, and then Prince Opon Boache Kwesif Fin for respondent. Then say counsel for applicants. So the business of the day was for us to interview the child. However, the child in question is included in an acting for school for Christmas, so she is unavailable today. By the court, the access for the Christmas holiday is as follows. 1. The respondent shall have the child on the 14th December 2024 to the 21st day of December. The child is to be brought to the applicant on 21st December 2024 by 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Then the applicant is to have the child 21st December 2024 to 29th December 2024. Yeah. And the child is to be fetched on the 29th December 2024 at 10 a.m. and is to be returned to the applicant on 4th January 2025 by 4 p.m.
I see.
So the applicant is to have the child on 4th January from 4 p.m. till 8th January for school reopening on the 9th January 2025.
Yeah.
Tribunal repeats again that holidays will be shared equally pending the final determination of the suit. The applicant informs the tribunal of a possible travel vacation with his children outside the jurisdiction during his time with the child.
Okay. Oh, I see. So this is the whole roadmap.
Yes.
For the child's custody, right?
Yeah, during the vacation period.
I see.
So the applicant is to finally introduce the respondent to the school management of the child herein. Suit is adjourned to 21st January 2025. Ohima is to be brought to the tribunal for interview.
I see.
Then there is this one too from the court. In the Family and Juvenile Court at the former Commercial Building, Accra, on Tuesday, the 14th day of January 2025, before Her Worship Benes Mesima Akon with Madam Gifty Okai and Mr. Joseph Atiga as panel members. Then there's a court order.
Yeah.
So the applicant is still Naneji and then the respondent is Karim Baba Sam. Also court order. Temporal care and custody was granted to the applicant, Kojeji, with access granted to the respondent, Karim Baba Sam, herein. The child was in the care of the applicant pending the final determination of the suit. The respondent has blatantly defied the orders of the court and has unlawfully kept the child without...
When they defy court, no?
Let me take it again.
Okay.
I said the respondent has blatantly defied the orders of the court and has unlawfully kept the child without clear and express orders from this court. The child is to be in school. So the order here, the court here orders that the commander, Ghana Police Service, CID Division, Headquarters Accra, to retrieve and prevent the respondent from traveling outside the country with the child. Then the same order on the same day was also given to the director of DOFSU Ministries. Another was given to the director or commissioner of Ghana Immigration Service.
Yeah.
Then another one was given to the director of Social Welfare, Accra.
Hey,
Hanti, this particular order was given to all these institutions.
I see.
So these are the documents.
Nina, okay. Okay, let me ask the question. Nina, it is to tell the lady in question, Baba Sam, say she should produce the child
for the to be given to Naneji for the child to be sent to school.
I see.
Then there is this other document on the 22nd of January, 2025.
I see.
I say in the Superior Court, that's the High Court of Justice, General Jurisdiction 7, Accra. The suit number GJ 0181-2025 in the matter of the exercise of the supervisory jurisdiction of the High Court under Article 141 of the Constitution, and in the matter of an applicant under Section 16 of the Courts Act 1993, Act 459, and the Order 55 of CI 147 for an order of certiorari to quash the interim protection order in relation to the child granted by Gender-Based Violence Circuit Court, Accra, and for order for prohibition directed at the Anadora GA in Kunsa, Eshen. The Republic versus the Circuit Court. Gender-Based Violence, respondent. Kojoe J is the applicant and Karimbaba is the interested party.
I see.
So order for suspension of interim protection order and for the immediate release of the child in issue to the applicant. Upon hearing the affidavit of Kojoe J of number 4 Ginger Street, East Legon, Accra, filed on 13th day of January 2025 in support of motion on notice for the order to suspend the interim protection orders granted by the Gender-Based Violence Court in relation to the child pending determination of the judicial review application.
I see.
And upon hearing the submission of Ni Apetu Planche, Esquire, counsel for and on behalf of the plaintiff or applicant herein, and Kwesi Finn, Esquire, counsel for and on behalf of the interested party herein. It is hereby ordered that the interim protection orders granted by the Gender-Based Violence Court, Accra, in relation to the child in issue is suspended pending the hearing of the judicial review application.
I see.
It is further ordered that in the interest of the child in issue, the interested party is hereby ordered to return the child to the applicant for the child to resume schooling with immediate effect.
With immediate effect?
Yes, please.
As the Baba Sam has to produce the child.
For the child to go back to school with immediate effect, given under my hand and seal of the High Court of Justice, General Jurisdiction, Accra, this 20th day of January 2025. Nana Amadankwa Smith, Mrs. Registrar.
I see. Good one. Folks, Asemwe Aye Bibipa, and this is our developing story on this very investigation. We are, and then Asemna take another interesting angle. Compared to that of last week Friday, said ya Adnabayano, you be ya your my signal said documents we so now ushe documents we are ya akanya not just as a siano obi say ya bome ya yemi say fine and your on court ni shebium another angle abana say if you abofra ne nekosi but court didn't kaka say no and to kwani na bebo emba no ejina abofra no so ewuranom. And same way I'm in a mooking, be brain echoes for Ghana if you mo. In Peninfo, high profile people near there, in some P. Coco so and yasam kito. But oftentimes, a question say Yintiminka and a shisha share. Yeah. So right now, the determination of the child, sir, abofrani be pioneer didn't go school. That is where me shall some catch him say abofrei. Ono me say Jano, any era baba, woman a wound, but and your property. The child belongs to the state. In Tianses, who would deny about friendly school? No, school no would deny about Frano. It is against the law. About friendly to me, Pianya Bibia, ain't no, Mammy Baba, baby, I will be ano. I can tell you, and I can also plead with you, say, try and respect the orders of the court. Because you are not above the court. The court is bigger than you. Intelligence I may pick on a name be bra me person may be so. Yeah. As some way, one angle of this case, Former National Security Coordinator is involved. How would he be involved? Former National Security Coordinator. Na ensem pi minim why chese ono sa owura Kwaku asomani ni de asembia ekowu a ebekra no asembia ekowu a eba bekra no folks mame kwa ahoma no so na mene lawyer Stephen Asante Bequin or head of chambers Efisem Chambers Adabraka lawyer Asante Bequin na mene ni nkomo na lawyer my perspective of all the things we've read say eni me bi say no say we papa we mame parent na wonu yire nyantawantawa na asam ne kokol na nkrata say piepia as a man and as a woman, what are you supposed to do with all these interpretations coming from the document now? Lawyer Asante Bequin Mwajo.
Yeah, me do so.
Good. Now, what is saying, lawyer? Papa. Great. Wonderful. Now, Lawyer Asante Bequin, from the court documents, we order, I'm quite scared though. Sebastian, being a lawyer, no, give us your first point of interpretation of such situation. Good.
No, my fact, good. Akwala 5-year-old, never say minor. So they become I'll be up to about 16 years old, minor. Yeah. Now, I don't know what I say. And I say, information, she happens to be the center of the misunderstanding or litigation or whatever between parents, you know. Yeah. Now, it's unfortunate, even though, and yet, any first, this happened, and I don't think she'll be the last. Yeah. I can see, sometimes they are married, sometimes they are not married, but then between them there is an there's an issue. Yeah. And there's an issue now. So issue, and I said, I will follow. We have to take, and I said, won't you be able to tell me that? And I said, I want them. Said I had a show on I had a crowd not on my blood on the Dutch. Yeah, not a some can I did papa and to me. Did you documents are the mommy a be and me who making kind of our son. Yeah. Mona kind of who's that? Emra, a yedi ebe kura anasa ye de be protect akwala bia koto efidie bisamu. No, if a minor should fall into such a trap of parental disconnect, anasa parental disagreement or misunderstandings or litigation. The following a tattoo sound calamity over the period, you know. Almost the mra at to her the ever protected San Colano near, I should say. In fact, a chiapa in Bui. Now, say, I will follow a woman send be a man's reaction. Woman found the Sane Colano and the man Koyabasa or Pacolano Ablabum. I see. I'm not a moo in you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Metonka.
Aha. I'm not a moo, and only domestic violence act.
Good one.
And only Act 732, Domestic Violence Act 2007. And our year, Domestic Violence Act. And where you were Children's Act.
Okay.
Your Children's Act, and no year 1998. Act 560.
Okay.
Act ni acta. Yes, you are the bo in Pala a home bank. You now Children's Act 1998, 560. Only basically in Pala as the name Sahil Pala
Lawyer, Jinaye, line and you're good, mammy. Yes.
Okay.
Yentuaso. La Bequin line akate. MC Amon Rezi, Lawyer Bequinimra, MC Baby Ujano, connection here too good enough. Inti Munrezi, Lawyer Mrana. Lawyer, am I the build up to all of this that we are seeing now? He was giving us a development as to the laws that protect the children themselves. Then other parts of where the parents are also drawn to the law and the parents must know. So in this case, ye baba say parents mienu ayora kudreje no any rano baba samno responsibility being a dawo so and also per the documents here yensa kan we. What are the both parents supposed to do? Ye baba share sa aspect ni na yanko back lawyer Bequin about. Yes, lawyer Bequin.
Yo.
Yeah,
okay. And you know, make us say Children's Act, no. 1998 Act 516. And no, they are the bo and kwala basically in quality the bo who by their rights, their welfare, and their development. And who by and see any 1 more year time run. Now, I don't know. A quite could say, share section 45. Section 45 of Afternoon. A Tresenia say, I will for intermutia. Mobile Apolano.
I see.
You. A fully. Thank you. One, Obeka say, substation 1, Obeka say, I will phone them to say, and I say, won't you want to be bound? And now a moon say a moon. Now a palaw, them and ask to palaw in Temwa. The kind Moon share a colano, Memphia weddy. Na Momano enko awufu mienu no mia sa o hwe nka wadi na obetumi ahwe akwala ne yi
okay
ebi nso eka se mo hwe muntie akwala no so ne pe
that's right
mo ne pe nti we have to respect the views of the children when it comes to custody.
I see.
So Mammy ni jina ho na papa ni jina ho na akwala no e de nsa kire ne papa se daddy ho na mekwa daddy ho no mekwa na e wo se court no hwe na oji enu tutum so as a provided they say enye force bi na model force akwala no say onka so obekwa daddy ho na mo no akwala na de ne pe je bibi e kire se a person called the papa, and also a person called the mammy, they say, caught in it, Aqualan view, no, not take into consideration.
I see.
It's an also count, and I say a big development of the law, and I may be able to say, Moshe Insona, man to take Colani them into a making and Colani and Yensa Benuno, dear, now one more war. One more papa ho dada. Enti awofunu muntumi nkoka se eyi baako na aka no ono nko maame no ho na mienu no ntina papa no ho o yes a wo tete nkola ni ntem ndemra no so behwe enu ana so nkola ni mienu a untumi nka se awofo okay eyi papa fa baako na maame no so fa baako na ndɛbi mmara no ɛma ho kwan sa
no ɛwɔ faako
yeah ɛsɛ ɔmboa no because mmara no ɛma ho kwan sa mobɛtete nkwalaa ne ntɛm they must grow together for except a very exceptional excuse and reason there necessary wo mu tete without that no there necessary wo mo tena bom nti ɛno ne yɛ children's act no
I see
and you want domestic violence act me say one of the lawyers who invoke no act no they acquire application bi na domestic violence act no there eno no eba no fa na enye nkwala nko a eye mpayinfo nso ka ho ntaye ebetumi aye obema panyin oba panyin anase ebetumi aye akwala oba na bema ebetumi aye awarefo ene ma na the domestic violence act no eye ene se eno ne act 2007 sorry 2007 act 732
I see
eno no yes for civil protection of everyone
I see
but and also emphasis are placed on women and children
I see
internally say no ebia afan baako ebetumi akokota akokase nansen me hu se mema bi ekitekita dade ana ndia bi betwetwam wo me fie hu na zankrofo no me hu se eya wo mani me kunu gina ho na ade do you create a scene be say ana some suspicion be say ukunu na woni ne mu tete no onyawo bepra onyawo a obayo bibi intino ukokot for domestic under the Domestic Violence Act for protection and no court no ebetumi actually say okay papa me see baby if you da o yiri tum me see 100 I know sometimes 50 meters away radius radius me yempese ye hu wo ho say wa bench ye ho be 50 meters away kra yempese ye hu wo ho betuma ma warning say okay we betuma be fie oba yempese wo beto wonsa abo be ma na obabu oba no so oba no bebu be ma no yempese wo beto wonsa abo ukunu bibisa na I am Edaho.
I see.
Under the Domestic Violence Act.
Okay.
Good. Now, sometimes, for some reasons, akwalano say or your bar, akwalani or bar. Normally, and I would say usually. Court no de apalano ebema obano mami no which is even under the children's act no na me can say 45 no court no be short apalai oba 5-year-old girl and a 7-year-old girl I say oh o mami na obetumi atitini ye titi ene say ebia akola no at that stage so osia dware so tumi ehokoro no hu ye ni ade eno no dia obetumi aye best for the child obetumi atwa akola ni ye eye ne mame
good now in this instance wo share documents here egu hasisi ya na question baby san say intina court say afi maame ne nya abofra no available na papa ne mfa abofra ne nko school for almost 1 month ni abofra ne nko school and a court nso so aye san hihye ni ama maame no order ma make am so me declare maame no so on their wanted list no ni ade aha no die na say maame no oye
say ayi court ma order Sir, for Akolana, my papa non fan school. I was with this mammy with this one.
I see.
So when this one already, right from beginning, a contempt of court.
I see.
You commit contempt for disobeying court orders. I know you're one. And 2. Sir, I Akolana would know Akosi na ye baby Akolana wo near the end. He can also be charged for kidnapping.
Hey. Like
Sir, what the Akolana Kosi, no, Obi Huno, one looking or baby. So, even though I oba, but I oba Emremuno, the child should be with the father by now, attending school.
Yeah.
So it is a far colano baby. At the Nakosi, no, baby or transfer on school near there. They can charge you for other offenses, including kidnapping.
Really?
Yes.
I see.
They can charge you for other offenses, including kidnapping.
Wow.
Because
now we share so far yeah checks couple with this document I've been say Abofrano Mameno Edina hide house for almost 1 month some days in Guso. Yeah, our muhu baby wafa and sa court in Krata we now so a quarter 7 so no we buni na so minim in situations like this according to our jurisprudence is it the lawyer no oh dear mama mean and to me advising and in circumstances like this what is it that the woman should know quickly in order so more troubles will be visited on her?
Okay, now one would say I would not believe we say lawyer name to me sometimes clients why not you know the name
okay.
Lawyer obe kada why not you say
okay
court say maybe the way no article say or we or vacation no come out.
Yeah.
Father and mother, you uncle 1 week, 1 week, no money at this. Not Fanoko Papa no school. Yes. And she said, after this orders, not Obama, I imagine say, Ebeko go there, and uncle con any uncle media, Akolani could you be in it raises fear and panic. Enti ono imagine that na lawyer no betu no for so dem nya dia obeti
enti we no ebasa court no betimi assign no contempt straight away.
Oh yes, and the court people no the other party say ebia maame no na ode akwala na kwehema papa no betimi akọ for contempt.
Okay.
Contempt into the high court.
And see, ohoni yama woman contempt so what could be the next implications for her?
Oh, contempt you do better maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, and then you begin to do the right thing. Yeah, the brother who do so I do what you.
Yeah.
Now say the man who said you sit up and do the right thing. You don't continue to break the law.
Yeah.
Because for as long as we against orders of the court, you papa no bet me outside for contempt. Continuous contempt.
Yeah. And a lawyer for no more bro. Chese. The okay na Matthias say lawyers mu betimi akasa so be say bedru ebne client paper no be fa opa onfa.
Yes, onfa. Sometimes onfa. Nti oye nta wo as a lawyer no the best thing to do is to take opt out of the transaction, I mean the engagement.
Oh, who lawyer no?
Yes, because lawyer na so client nti wa futua. Just
I see.
No, yeah, because we can find to have no there, and fancy have no this. news or I may be chance in the room.
Quite disturbing. Good.
Yeah, yes, but clearly, so a truth there, Obano, that they are Colana question mine, woman, nipping whom baby or she say there. Then that is also a criminal offense. And Sana, we are contempt non so cry, contempt to say crazy criminal offense. Into me, I really bit me the water.
I see.
But they say no, and Mrano are very strict when it comes to children.
Yeah.
Because of child trafficking.
Yeah.
Because of child trafficking. The courts and I are very, very serious with. In some way, I found Kalam. It can be anything. Uber to me, I say, oh, the Nakolai, Edoji, Edina, Ituquan. Without the consent of the man.
Yeah.
No, there, what the net to Quang, what the Nakoma would be say, until any punishment. That is child trafficking.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that is child trafficking.
Hey.
And yet, you don't take it lightly, sir. Don't. Akwalano say, Akwalani, Mummy, no, ba. Na, Obako, Wafa. Akwalano. One can't tell the other person, or no so interest in the child. Wafa, no. One can't tell no. With the Nakosha baby. The failure with the natural border, with the net to coin. I got my auntie do a baby. So it's child trafficking.
I see.
Good. Was I sure?
Queen, you better ask Papa for this great education out there, man. A story be you need a developing story. Indeed, as and when in Krata BPA, best from now one man more perspective.
Always available.
Great one. That's really brave. Well, it was for a lawyer Asante Bequin and any dim common from if he so chambers any dim common. Now, for me, my piece of word, I remember a rainy say. Looking at the build-up and what is coming on, there's a whole mountain of issue eba and shinianu wintimi answa. And I am pleading for both families in say wombeshe say umbetimi amadwebra bana court na them etimi ahwema nioma tutu because now we are learning Chief Justice has stepped in. Now I can understand why Chief Justice has stepped into the case because mofra ho asem. Folks, MC my video now ready now. Yeah. Is my video ready? Enra, yes, Enra. Adibisu si wa America. Na a shaky foundations be brave. Cheze ye kase. Enipa over be say 64 and I don't know if the death toll has increased. But I heard from the grapevine, and I'm going to say, oh, Sana. Obi so akasa asemi ato Ghana na say na mo ka America asem dey plan ben ya but well whether we like it or not esi when the guy prophesied about this I thought it's one of those there whatever but it has happened and this is a man of God in the name of one Eric Boahene ono the general overseer Emma Rain Chapel a prophesy was America for aircraft here and ato for me a nipa saying and atiato very very disturbing and they shaky the United States aviation industry. My entry video is saying NOC can asem no and no so na say be say dey na mo be kan afa Ghana ho so dey no so eba o ha na ye be me ye na ya hwe yi no say na no so mo be kan. Take a listen to this one.
2025. Me who's plane crash baby only for it oko through plane afa hunu yesu mojem Ghana plane bi a benu yesu mojem ya ye tu kwan ya the planes benu yesu mojem other countries ya the plane na benu yesu mojem cost me a lot of plane crash.
Yanshe niye papa po sense ewiemu eya yehu kakra chese se wonnam a na in fact na wabompa ye se na be ya or how be into because I measure screens na hosem papa the akoso America memo folks but move see her Yankupon Yardman from Monday going asemwa eba na no odin wo frontline show no so bomodin brace yourself show amaye and then no eda so da ye online so ubetimi akọ YouTube okwa subscribe to the Frontline Ghana ye the program number 2 then my CTVGH or see the program no be ebeto no wenya kwan there ahwebi wentimi anhwe na anadwe akona kohwe wo hwe no so no fema a friend a brother a sister na yentimi adem yenhwe na yehu se de nyoma ekọ yemfa nema entutu folks. This has been the Frontline with Kwaku Annan. Woman mama backup producers na sefono Ruby X Echo Besmark, then the two indefatigable executive producer Yamba, and then credible editors at large Kofi Ansa, director of research Eno Kofi Ejiri woman na mama back in weekend stay out of trouble kofa aircraft bi akwa America bompaye kofa aircraft akohia bompaye na Yakupon enyi esan bia emfiri so the last year me de besi wo no ebusuan mienu ora Mr. Kwadwo Ejei ene obey Madam Karen Baba Sam monhwe ma asomdwemra na Samuel Chief Justice de no ho ewrem no ebetimi de mra akọ ohaw mu a enkoye. Folks, my name still remain Kwaku Annan until I come your way same time Monday 8:05 p.m. This has been the Frontline. Bye for now.